Yo, I'm Elijah Ellibert. Welcome to the 25th Factor Beyond the Game. And in front of me, we have history in the making. It is Woodward Academy's first season of girls flag football. They've already got their first two preseason games out the way, and now they're gearing up for their official season. We have a few players and coaches here to tell you about their journey and what they have ahead of them. We have head coach Terry Myrick, and assistant coach Corey Hernandez.
Got my assistant coach, makes everything run. He set this whole process up, Coach Corey Hernandez. We got our starting quarterback, Deja. Got our starting running back, Ryland. And then we got our starting DB and receiver, Cammie Whitner.
And with all that being said, what inspired you to create this team this year?
So there was a lot of rumblings around the campus about us getting a flag football team. It's been something that we've been wanting to do here for probably the last 8 to 9 years. I wanted to be a part of it because I know I would have a shot at bringing my knowledge together with their competitive drive and possibly winning something.
So what are some challenges you faced putting this team together?
The only challenge that we really had was the fact that we had so many girls and stuff like that.
How was that transition going from coaching boys to kind of starting out?
To him, he said he had to prove to us that he had Riz.
Oh my Lord.
I think they asked me.
No. He said he had to prove to us that he had Riz.
All right.
Coach, girls flag has been blowing up recently all across the nation. Girls flag has been giving these girls opportunities to get recruited too with college, and of course, flag is going to be an Olympic sport in the next Olympics. So, with all that being said, what inspired you to create this team this year?
So there was a lot of rumblings around the campus about us getting a flag football team. It's been something that we've been wanting to do here for probably the last 8 to 9 years. You know, flag has been growing all around the country. You know, it's been an international thing as well, but around the states, around Georgia, California, Florida, Ohio, all these different states that are domestic, we've been able to see that flag is really, really important, and it's a way that the girls can compete because not every single young lady wants to play contact football.
Right.
So flag has been that way that they can outlet and get out there and compete in the actual sport of football on the gridiron. I wanted to be a part of this because I know we have so many girls that are hungry. When they were talking about the program being brought here to Woodward, I just wanted to know who was interested. And when I got the number of girls that went to the interest meeting and I got the names of girls that were at the interest meeting, I wanted to be a part of it because I know I would have a shot at bringing my knowledge together with their competitive drive and possibly winning something.
Right. Yes, sir. Because you did move from boys tackle, and we do miss you, Coach. But we're glad that you're pursuing this because obviously it is looking bright for this future is looking bright for y'all. And I know a few of y'all are multi-sport athletes. I know both of y'all, Deja and Cammie, play basketball. So just what made y'all decide to come play?
I just knew Coach Terry, and he had brought the idea to my attention, and I knew like the kind of coach Terry was and everything like that. So I just wanted to be a part of the community that he was about to create. And you know, I just felt like it was like a once in a lifetime opportunity to be able to play flag football, you know, and football is always something that's like piques my interest. So I was just really excited to be a part of it.
For me, not a lot of people know this, but I wasn't going to play basketball again this year. And a lot of people brought up the idea of flag football, but obviously we didn't have a team. And then when I got the interest meeting, I was like, okay, I'll try it out. And then when I went to the tryout, it was the most fun I've had playing any sport I've ever played. And I've played sports my whole life. So I think it just became like a big passion for me from the day I stepped out here. So.
Okay. Do you play any other sport?
I run track.
Oh, you run track. What do you run?
Yeah. I'm a sprinter. I run 100, 200.
Okay.
And then I do relays.
Okay. That makes sense after watching y'all play. But what factors went into you deciding to play?
My sister, she went to Archer. She graduated. She played flag football. And I would watch her play, have games, and do stuff like that. And I got interested. And so I wanted to play that for a long time. And once Woodward had an opportunity, then I wanted to try it out and see if I liked it, how much she liked it. Okay.
Okay, I love that. And for y'all coaches, of course, there's been a lot of ups for y'all, but of course, there's going to come some challenges. So what are some challenges you faced putting this team together and trying to mold these girls into what y'all want to see in the future?
I'll start off and then I'll get to Coach Corey. I would say the challenge that we have or that we had was actually a blessing. We had so many girls interested that I was really worried about the moral aspect of turning girls away. That was a challenge at, trying to find the best athletes and then turn the girls that are really nice girls that have competitive drive, but just aren't really ready to help win flag football games. Just be a part of it immediately. Maybe another time would be, more suitable for them to come out and probably showcase their skill sets. But I would say that was the toughest part. And obviously the girls not knowing anything about football, but that's where we come in as coaches to teach them football.
Yeah.
And they see our passion, it screams out.
Yeah. For me, I'll say the only challenge that we really had was the fact that we had so many girls and stuff like that. It was so much talent that we also had to evaluate. And like Coach Terry said, when it came down to pushing girls away, we had to make some tough decisions. And that was really the only challenge. I mean, now we're here, on the forefront of that process. So I think the challenges are going to be more, during the season as the season goes on and, stuff like that. A lot of these girls have never played football,
right.
So they don't know what the war of attrition is like, in the game of football. So when that time comes, we want to be prepared and ready for that.
Okay, yeah. So y'all talked about how the girls are kind of like a little less knowledgeable when it comes to football. So this question kind of for you, Terry, like how was that transition going from coaching boys who's really been doing this their whole lives to kind of starting out, girls starting out?
Okay, so when I first got the job, like the day that Dr. Fernandez told me, like, hey, we're gonna select you as a head coach, you're gonna go forward with this process. He put a bunch of pieces of paper down in front of me with every single area, every single team. It was like 300 teams on there. He told me that I was gonna have to create a schedule. He told me I was gonna have to take care of the uniforms, the budget. He just put everything right there in front of me and said, here, go rock out with it. So, I mean, I couldn't sleep. Like, I went from, being an assistant to a head role like that.
Right.
And it was obviously because of my work ethic. You've been coached by me, so you know what I stand for.
Yeah.
So I went into that role and I'm like, man, I know that these girls don't really know a lot of football. And I eat, sleep, breathe, football.
Right.
So I'm like, how can I put this in layman's terms for the girls? Because I played at the amateur level, the high school level, the collegiate level, and the professional level. So if I'm teaching them from nothing, like training wheels, let's just take it back to ABCs and literal counting. So I incorporated the alphabet for the offense. We line up A, B, C, D. Those are 4 receivers. Running back is an R. Quarterback is, what do you think the quarterback is?
Q.
Q.
Right.
And then defense, if we're gonna teach man principles or just alignment in general, you know that the number 1 receiver or the outermost receiver is number 1. Person inside him was what number?
2.
Person inside of number 2 is number 3.
3, right.
All right, that's the end of your count. So we're gonna teach the defense alignment and responsibility off of that, alphabet and numbers.
Yeah.
And then we'll go from there. It took a while for them to understand the alphabet stuff and the number stuff. But once we got that, we was cooking. It started clicking for them.
Okay. So next question for you. Actually, all of y'all. Y'all had y'all first 2 games preseason games recently against Archer and Pace. There were tough losses, but what are you telling the girls, and how are you keeping that morale up after that?
I'm gonna start it off. We're making sure that they know that these are 2 playoff teams. I think both teams lost less than 4 games. So it wasn't really a scrimmage to where, we're trying to go out there and, I wouldn't even say that. It wasn't a scrimmage to where it's like we're going out there and see who is the best team at the moment. It's more of an evaluation process. We want to see who could put up a fight against some of the best teams right now, as good as we are today. Obviously, we're going to get better. These teams were established for years. They already have their program going, and a lot of their system is already developed. We're still developing, and we're competing with them. So I think that it's more of, like I said, a competition thing as far as who on our team wants to compete. And let's evaluate that right now and put you against some big dogs, and let's see. You know what I'm saying? So
right.
It was more of that kind of wave instead of how can I put it, more of a let's go out here and dominate and play 4 girls and make sure, we score a touchdown at every play. We want to see, it was our last chance to evaluate.
Right.
So we wanted to make the best of it.
Okay, so those games are kind of like a GAC for us, basically.
Exactly.
Right. So what about y'all? Obviously, y'all 3 are pretty passionate about the game. So how were y'all feeling after that, after those losses? And what are y'all, as leaders of the team, what are y'all telling y'all's teammates?
I'll go ahead and start. I would just say that, like Coach Corey said, it was definitely like all about evaluation, just seeing where we stand, and more from like a player standpoint and a leader standpoint, just seeing like how our team like kind of connects and how we like work against like adversity and things like that. So I think it was just interesting to see how everyone reacted, and I'm just like, as a leader, like when I talk to the team or whatnot, I just like let them know that we always want to make sure that we're working together, being positive, things like that, that we're listening to others and not like trying to talk over other people's opinions or whatever, just so we can become like have some type of harmony in our team. And I think that we're off to a great start and we're gonna do great things.
I feel like all of us were like kind of worried because we heard some people talking how good Pace was, and they are good. So they were doubting us, they were doubting themselves. So it just made it, stuff like that. And Cammy and Deja, they're more like the speakers, motivations. Like they keep our team ready and good to play.
For me, losing, like, I don't like to lose. I'm very competitive. So I will personally say I didn't sleep that night because I know that I could have played better. And I got to hold myself accountable as a leader and just hold my team accountable. But I think those are the things that fuel you to do better in the season. Like, losing is what fuels us to do better. So I just think we needed that to happen so that we can understand, like, this is not a joke, this is not a game, and we need to work on the things that Coach tells us we need to work on.
Right. I can relate to that because me personally, even after a bad game, not even after a bad game, but if I feel like I didn't play to the best of my abilities, I can't sleep that night either. So that's something I can actually really relate to. But staying with y'all, like, can you guys tell me how the bond is with y'all? Because y'all been practicing, like, since we've been practicing since summer. So, like, how is the bond, like, in the locker room and between y'all teammates?
I would say we are like best friends. Like, it's kind of crazy to me because we're all in different grades and there's so many of us, and like I've never been on a team that's this close, and I just think we're all so close. Like, there's no bad blood between anyone, and like we can argue on the field, like hold each other accountable, and then get in the locker room and joke around. So I think we're all really, really close.
I highly agree with Cammy. We are crazy. we're like sisters. We're really close. Coaches keep us accountable and stuff like that. They make sure that we are like sisters because, again, this whole season we are a team. So
Yeah, just to like piggyback off what they're saying, I think that there's definitely like a strong sisterhood that we have between all the players, I think that like we have just created like this family type bond. Like, we argue like we're sisters, but then like Cammy said, in the locker room, like, or when we see each other at school, like throughout the day, we're always just joking around with each other, having fun, just really making the experience, like making the most of it.
Right.
And yeah, I'm just really happy to be doing it with them.
Okay, so, like, on that note, can you just talk to the audience, maybe just, like, one of the funniest or, like, craziest stories in the locker room?
Okay.
I have the best story,
think it's
actually.
Go ahead.
So we actually went bowling at Atlantic Station.
Okay.
And Kelsey's not here right now, but Deja, Kelsey, and I decided to interview Coach Terry. And we were asking him all sorts of questions, asking him, like, trying to see if he's up to date with sort of things. We asked him if he knew what Riz was. And once we explained it to him, he said he had to prove to us that he had Riz.
Oh, my Lord.
I think they asked me.
No. He said he had to prove to us that he had Riz.
All right.
So he went and rizzed up a girl in front of us. It worked.
It
It
worked?
was pretty funny.
Yeah.
Come on, bro.
No, it literally worked. Yeah, I think that was what I was gonna say too. That was funny.
I would say probably this is with Deja. You probably forgot about this, but Deja, we had the first time. You may not. You remember when we had Langston come here?
Oh, yeah.
The first time we played them, we about to get ready to play. Deja asked, she was like, "Hold on, so I can throw the ball Forward? She said I could throw the ball forward, like a forward pass. We like, that's what we've been working. We've been throwing slants and stuff like that. We like, what are you talking about? Like, of course you can throw the ball forward. But it really, it's just amazing to see how we've gone from that and them having very low football IQ to now them starting to understand situational stuff, them starting to understand like the flow of a game, like when it is appropriate to come and ask a coach or tell a coach you haven't been in the game. Like if it's a one possession game and we're in a dog fight, we really don't want anybody walking up to us crying saying, I haven't gotten the game yet. Because we're trying to win the game.
Right.
And obviously, if you probably haven't been in the game yet, we probably don't trust you enough to be in the game at this point in time. So it's just really crazy to see. It's night and day.
Right.
It's night and day.
Yeah, I'll piggyback off that because when we first ever lined up, right, we had been practicing one formation for probably, 2 months, Coach?
About 2 months.
2 months.
At least 6 weeks.
Yeah. And our first live action, our full house, they line up in doubles. we never taught them doubles. First time they go out there, they line up in doubles. So me and Coach Terry looking at each other like, bro, like what, what's going on?
And it's so crazy because we only practice full house.
Yeah.
We only practice full house. And it's a pretty unique formation because we can do a lot of stuff out of it.
Yeah.
And they already advanced to doubles, and they thought they was about to run the play that we had designed for full house out of doubles. And they didn't even realize it was just fog of war.
Yeah.
They just standing out there in the slot.
Yeah. And you could see it on everybody's face, like big eyes, like they just look.
They were scared.
Like,
They were scared.
Yeah. But it's definitely night and day. So, I'm very proud of them for how they came and developed in the last couple weeks or so. It's been a fast development, if you ask me, because me and Coach Terry want to look at some teams this past Saturday, and they're still at square root one. So I'm really proud of them on that factor.
Yeah, because like when I came to watch it, I was actually really impressed. Y'all played great. Yeah, no matter what the score says, I was really impressed with how y'all played. Yeah. Seriously. But I'm gonna start this question with the players, but I want every single one of y'all to answer. Okay. What is one of y'all's personal goals for the season?
I can go first. I want a ring. Like, I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. Like, that's what I want more than anything. So everything we do, even starting with preseason, it's been for that ring. We want to win a championship. So.
I'll go next. I would say yes, of course, the ring as well. But for me personally, I would say that I just want to sort of be like immersed into like the football mindset. Like I want to like think football, like sort of how Coach Terry was saying, like my IQ for football hasn't always been high or whatever. So I want to just make sure that I'm there like mentally. When I step on that field, I'm just thinking about like what I can do to improve, and I just want to make sure that I'm there mentally. So I think that the mental part of the game will be what I'm working on.
Right.
Like they said, I want to win. I want a ring. I want to make sure our sister bond stays no matter where we go. I just want to make sure we're all close. Yeah.
So for me, I think my personal goal is more of a room goal. So I'm primarily with the DBs, which is the safety, corners, and nickels. And I want to lead our region in turnovers in that secondary. I think we've got some really, really good girls and very talented and, smart girls as well. So it's really no reason that we shouldn't.
I've been able to develop some relationships with people, not only in the state of Georgia, but in our neighboring states, in the Carolinas and Alabama. And I've been able to develop some collegiate relationships with coaches. So I want to set a measurable goal to get at least 4 girls a scholarship offer. And it's already trending that direction. I've been working on highlight tapes and stuff like that to get the girls recruited and the team overall, exposure and stuff like that. Because the biggest thing about this is exposure. That's why we're with you right now.
Right.
Yeah.
So I wanna let these girls know how important it is to come out here and compete. And when you do compete, when you do showcase the things that we're coaching you at your best ability, you can be rewarded with a college opportunity. So I think that's probably the biggest goal for me.
Okay. I'm really happy that you said that, because that's a perfect segue into my next question for the girls. Like, I know y'all maybe started this like, oh, this is just going to be something fun to do, just something to do during the fall season. But obviously, it's getting serious for y'all. So is this something y'all would want to take to college?
Yes, I definitely think that, like, if the opportunity presented itself, I would definitely take the opportunity to play in college. Like, I don't know if Coach Terry remembers this, but at the beginning of the season, like, before trials and all that, me and him, we had, like, this conversation about it, and we were just talking about how, like, some girls do this for fun, like, some girls like to just play around, come on the field, play flag football, like, for the looks of it.
Right.
But, like, I was telling him that I'm, like, very serious about this, and I, like, anything I do, like, I want to do it at 100%. So I want to make sure that I'm making those opportunities like possible for me. And if it happens, then yeah, I'd love to do that.
I remember. I remember.
Yeah.
Okay, but I know y'all are all multi-sport athletes, like we said. So is this something you would take over, like your current sport or past sport?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I want to play until I graduate.
Okay. Okay. Obviously, we've been talking about a lot of the positive, but of course, there's always going to be negative that comes with it. So for even the players and the coaches, how do you kind of deal with the negativity around this flag football?
I think there's always been negativity around sports that are more like male dominated. Like even in basketball, like it's always been oh, can you shoot? Can you do this? Or you can't dunk, da 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 da, like negativity like that. And so I've definitely been hearing like, oh, can you catch? Can you play football? Girls can't play football, stuff like that. But I think one, you gotta believe in yourselves, and that's what I told our team group chat. I was like, we're the people who believe in ourselves, like our coaches and us, like we're the main ones. And so just making sure we keep it positive, like, and block out that negativity, but also like tell them, like show them on the field, like, yes, we can play football, like you don't know what you're talking about.
I'll kind of piggyback off what Cammy said. I'll say prove them wrong, because I be hearing sometimes they would say, oh, if I was in their spot, I could have done a lot better, or if I was in this spot, I could do a lot better. Like, they was just comparing. And so all I can really say is we prove them wrong and keep going, no matter what they have to say.
Yeah, I definitely agree with what the both of them said. And it's always like when I tell people I play flag football, they ask me like, do you play flag football? And they ask me my position. I'm like, oh, I'm quarterback. They're always like, oh, can you even throw? Like, how far can you throw? This, is that, and a third. And it's just always about like kind of just blocking that out. Like, it doesn't really matter what other people have to say, because at the end of the day, like, our team is strong and we have like a good core. So just making sure that we all like understand that we really have like the ability to go really far with this, and just staying confident, not really letting like haters hate. So at the end of the day, like, I think that, like they said, just prove them wrong, of course.
Right.
Yeah.
You have anything?
I mean, you just got to block out the noise, man. When I first took it over, obviously I had a lot of naysayers. You weren't practicing, you heard people saying stuff about me making a decision to transition over with the girls. I mean, these girls are super passionate. They're super passionate. They're just as competitive, or even more competitive. And I'm dead serious when I say it. So just blocking out the noise and knowing that, okay, when you come out there and see it, it's going to be special, because you enjoyed watching that game.
Oh,
man.
yeah.
You didn't expect that, did you?
Nah, I really didn't.
And I'm telling you, like, as you come and you see them blossom and develop over the next couple of weeks, it's going to get better and better and better and better and better.
Right.
So just block out the noise, man.
Yeah, I just say turn that all that hate into some positive energy. We got a lot going right, and it is a lot of eyes on the program and whatnot. But we just got to find a way, as we like we're doing, to just take that energy and fuel it up. We got some, like Coach Terry said, a lot of these girls are really, really competitive. So honestly, I like the negativity, because sometimes too much positivity could not be good for the mental health of what I'm saying of the girls. But yeah, just taking that energy and from going from negative to positive, and showing them, instead of going back and forth or making it anything that you can't really control.
Right. So just to take the positive with the negative, what overall impact do you think girls flag football has had on the school?
From being here every single day, I definitely have noticed that, as the girl said, the sisterhood has been developed. If there's been a rift in any type of relationship, you have to coincide with that person that you may have a rift with on this gridiron. The ultimate goal is to keep the opponent from scoring points, or to score points. If it's somebody you don't get along with, you guys got to communicate, hey, this is coverage. hey, this is the play, this is the route, and we got to score these points, so we got to stop this team. So it's a sisterhood that's being developed, and it's a bond that's being created. And I told the girls, this sisterhood will go far beyond Woodward Academy in College Park in Georgia. These girls may be flying internationally to go do stuff together far beyond Woodward Academy in the 2020s just because they started playing flag football right now.
Okay. Anything you have to add, Coach Corey?
I just feel like you know, flag football has brought a lot of like attention. So, you know, since you know I'm new here, and I've met probably the whole school just because I'm the flag football coach. It's you know, highly entertaining and something that people, like I said earlier, is very interested in. So yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so what about y'all? What impact do you think flag football has had kind of on us, like the student body?
I would say that it's like almost in a way, like from what I've seen at least, I think that it's almost like brought us together in a way, because like now, like even now, I've started to get closer with like some of the football players just because we like interact in the same sport and things like that. Like I've always been close with the boys basketball team or whatever, but just like being that team that's like new and everybody's realizing that, oh, we have flag football, and everybody being like intrigued in that, like Coach Corey said, it brings like a lot of attention. And so I think, yeah, it's just like definitely like put me out there, like in terms of like my comfort zone. Like I've just become acquainted with like a lot more people, and I think it just kind of like brought us together almost.
I highly agree. People come in saying, hey, coaches give us nicknames like Ledred. They'll come up to me and say Ledred or Red and stuff like that. It's good. Like it feels great. It feels amazing that we're finally being recognized and we're new. We're like, it feels amazing. Like,
I think it also has connected like a lot of the grades on the girls' side, at least. Like she's a freshman, I'm a junior, she's a senior. Like all the grades are getting closer, I feel like, through flag football. And then also what Deja said, I feel like I've gotten closer with a lot of people who play football. Just helped me build connections with them.
Okay, that is really about all I have for y'all today. Thank you, Coach, for coming. Thank you guys for coming. A big thank you, Wear Stand Plus, for sponsoring this video. Oh my God, guys, the shoes I have on right now, Wear Stand Plus, two of the most comfortable shoes I've ever put my feet in. They're recovery shoes. So anytime, like before practice, after a game, after practice, just put these on. They are so comfortable, and they'll take all the pressure off your knees or joints. Of course, as basketball players, y'all know something like that. So I'll send all y'all the link. Get 10% off of my code. Thank y'all. Thank you, Wear Stand, for supporting me. Thank you for y'all for coming on my platform, supporting me. Thank y'all. Thank y'all, guys, everybody, for coming. I'm Elijah Elbert. This is the 25th Factor. Good numbers are everything.